Hello fellow creatives, so this is MUCIAN from MUCIAN Lifestyle and Garo Films Production. Today we are going to be looking at a full video on why many of the smaller businesses happen to fail out, because everyone is look is to see that he happens to create a side business besides that real job maybe is trying to do, and with as in the long run this person happens to devote that maybe that job he would have created into a full-time job, and besides creating it into a full-time job, looking at employing maybe fail youth, maybe fail country people to happen to start working in his company. But why do we find that most of the businesses happen to fail out that are basically started by people? This is all over the world, because when you happen to look at statistics, over 20% of the businesses that emerge up every day happen to collapse within 1 year. And on the other side, if you look at them again in a span of 5 years, you happen to see that within those 5 years, even the rest that had persisted also happened to collapse, okay, within those 5 years. So what would you think is the cause of that breakdown, or that failing to commence business and they happen to fall off? So we are going to be sharing those different ideas, and we shall be advising you also. So they are not going to be in order. I'll be going here and there just briefly to see that we happen to understand the different issues that are basically making our businesses happen to fail out. Okay, so do not forget that on this same channel we happen to share content that is music, how to copyright our music. Besides that, after releasing my song, where do I have to put it to see that many of the people happen to stream it, okay? And besides those many people streaming it, how do I earn my royalties from that music that is has been basically streamed? Okay, now to keep that aside, let us go back to our topic. And before we start off immediately, what I would urge you people is to subscribe, so that you do not miss out on any of the videos that I happen to put out or to put across. You have to just click that subscribe button, click that like, and leave a comment. Okay, so I will be starting with number one, but I will try to touch here and there. Okay, so I gave you that topic that we are going to be looking at. The first thing I would say is, so when you happen to make your business, okay, and it happens to collapse, this leads to divorce to some people, because maybe it is your husband who gave you that money and it's you're failing or whatever business, so immediately you get into quarrels and ending up in divorces, depressions. From depressions you end up maybe losing your property, because maybe you just borrowed that money from the banks, from friends. So a lot is caused by you or by anyone happening to lose his business, or by his business failing out, okay, besides the lot of money that is basically lost. You get that? So there are several reasons that are stopping us from getting there when we do business. Okay, the first and the foremost issue would be capital. So you find that most of these businesses that are emerging up every day, they have less capital. So if they had a huge amount of capital, they would have maybe done marketing, they would have paid rent and survived. But besides that, there are several reasons that lead to your business failing. And a number of times we are the cause of those businesses doing what? Failing. Let me give you an example. Okay? The first one would be the traits. Would I call them traits? let me see here how I would like try to define them. Okay, so that is, so I said traits. Let me say there is a better way. If I remember that name, I'll be like trying to tell it to you. Let me say in this what I'm trying to mean is, so when we happen to look at our backgrounds, okay, so we are like the pathfinders. So let me say MUCIAN. When I happen to look at my background, you find that maybe there was no any musician. I'm like right now investing in a music business. I'm like most of the people in our like lineage, maybe family, were not business people. Maybe they were investing more in maybe becoming doctors, teachers, like that. So if I try to like commence business, maybe start up an hardware, so it is like I have no anyone to consult. Okay, then I like do not also have any example of operating such a business. You get that? So it is like I'm the owner of the business. I'm already doing try and error because I do not have anyone to look up to. Okay, anyone to guide me that Isaac or MUCIAN do this and that. You get that? So that is what I'm trying to mean. So we are the pathfinders, we are the inventors, we are the practical people. So you invented it, it is like we are learning as we work. So we are learning as we do business. Okay, so that leads us to the next thing, where we like as we learn and as we do business. The other thing I would say is stop dealing in one commodity. Look at bigger companies. Here in Uganda we have a company like MUCIAN. You find that it makes cooking oil, it makes tea leaves, it also makes soap. You get that? So if maybe if at all soap is down, you find that they are making more profits in tea as they try to market soap to also get there. So do not when you happen to form a business, okay, do not rely on just one product. Be creative, so that if at all you have a certain business, would you happen to have a lot of things in it, like say it is doing home stuff, so could it do saucepans and cups? Not only saucepans, and it relies on that, because you find that saucepans, plates, forks and maybe spoons move within the same category, so they are all utensils. So if you find that it is this same company and it again does basins, you get that. So we are within, okay, it does bathtubs, so we are within the home gadgets and home stuff. So you find that as someone who is starting up a business, you always have to think for your business and like dream bigger for your business. So if you started by doing cups only, look at doing plates, look at doing bathtubs, look at, you get that, saucepans, because every day like new companies are popping up. Okay, you find that today if one happens to buy a cup, he would take several months without buying a cup again, but he would need a basin. You get that? How do you see if this person is starting up a home and he comes and shops everything, and everything he has shopped is from your company? That is how we like increase sales. Okay, so do not deal in one specific item or idea. So then, what is your attitude? Okay, are you someone who is like, when you happen to like see anything, you're like, I can't handle that, that isn't possible, that cannot come through, that, you get? So when you're doing business, you have to have that attitude that sees almost an opportunity in every angle. So look at every situation as an opportunity. Okay, so I was looking at some news let me leave that, because it will look like a little bit not on point maybe. So have an attitude that says I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to grow, and take it and apply it. Okay, so I teach several people at campus, and I believe that I teach several people at the institute where I happen to work, and I believe that some of them are basically watching this video. So when you looking at doing something, okay, be ready to learn. And besides you being ready to learn, be ready, willing to grow and apply what you have learned. Because learning without applying what you have learned into what you are doing is like a wastage of time. Why are you learning if you cannot apply what you have learned into what you are basically doing? So you have to keep that in mind, that whenever I learn something, I have to apply what I have learned to see that I see effect in my business. I see it growing. You get that? So besides that, the other thing that I would say is popularity and marketing are a little bit different. These days, people confuse being popular with marketing, with having knowledge about the business. So you find that this age, we are using more of influencers, bloggers, vloggers. So if at all we happen to look at that and we are doing business, you have to keep it in mind that there are almost over 20 key factors that you have to put into consideration when you're looking at marketing your business to a number of people, to a group of people, to a certain group of people. You have to consider a lot of stuff. So with youth, you just know that I would get these ones from social media platforms. Then when it comes to the older ones, it means that it has to be by a word of mouth, most of them. Because like if I'm to consider that here in Uganda, you find that most of them are even not on WhatsApp, they are not on Facebook, they are not on YouTube. So it means that you have to make flyers and maybe try to go and see that you meet them physically. Okay, so that marks my idea of popularity and marketing. So stop like thinking that if you're an influencer, if you're popular, okay, like a lot of people know you, you have that guarantee that you succeed in business. Okay, business needs learning and willingness to learn, and that willingness and putting into practice of what you have learned. So because if you do not happen to like invest, okay, what you have learned into your business, then it will end up failing out. So always keep that in mind. Okay, the other thing that I would say is always when you're doing marketing, besides that, like the other one of popularity and marketing, so always when you're doing marketing, because I see a lot of people do marketing but they leave out something. What is your call to action? Okay, are you putting offers that would maybe make these people that you're advertising to respond a little bit faster? Are you like, what have you put that is to raise these people's call to action, or that would make them look at calling you as an advantage to them than you? So you have to put that, all of that into consideration. So one day here in Uganda, if you happen to look at, I don't know that side, but when we happen to look at Coke and the adverts they run, I believe that as before I was born, okay, before I was born, Coke existed, Coca-Cola existed, and up to now it still does what? Exists. And I would say that since I grew up knowing there is Coke, there is Coca-Cola, and it has a lot of brands in it, you get that. I would just say that I do not need to see their adverts on TVs in prime time like news, you get that. But they tell you that they have to remind people, okay? So whenever they are like, it is time for eating, they have to also remind you. So it is like they make that Coca-Cola like thinking. They make you think of Coca-Cola. Anytime you feel like drinking something, you get that. So that is what I'm trying to talk about, that you always need to market. Okay, let me give an example here on YouTube. You find that when you happen to upload a video without marketing, you find that at times you have less views. Okay, but when you try to market, you reach a number of people, you have more views, you get that. So marketing is basically crucial. And another thing with marketing, it helps us reach people that are in their comfort zones, because you may find that people are not willing maybe to check out your videos on YouTube. So if you run adverts that cross over from YouTube to Facebook to Twitter, you find that a lot of people are like able to know that, oh, there is MUCIAN scripts, this is what it does, and this is how it does it. So when they happen to like think of maybe making a function, anything, you're the first person to be called. So keep that in mind. Okay. Then sometimes most of the businesses fail because of several issues that are these ones that I'm trying to list out. So if you're new here, or if you have just joined us, please try to see that you subscribe so that you do not miss out on any of the businesses that, or business ideas or music ideas that we happen to share on this wonderful channel. So the other idea is our cash flow. So you find that some of us are like extravagant when it comes to using cash. Okay, so you set up a business. Let me give an example. You like go and get maybe food, you shop food to sell, okay, and you find that you eat on that same food, or you buy even what you don't want. Okay, you don't know that maybe I'll happen to use it, maybe I'll eat it in like 1 month. So it is like, yeah, a little bit extravagant. So we have to look at our flow as business people. So how much are you putting out? Because you find that most of the influencers, most of the people that talk about finance, they happen to tell you that do not spend more than you earn. You have to keep that in mind. Though sometimes it is a little bit difficult, but you have to keep it in mind. Okay. The other thing I would say is you over love, okay, or romanticize your business. So maybe you like run your business on personal basis, and I see this like here in Uganda is one of the problems that we are basically facing today. You find that when the initial owner of the business dies, the business collapses. Why? Because it was everything runs on that person's on that person's shoulders. He cannot dedicate work. So with companies, with factories, with maybe any organization, you have to put this in mind that it is always a teamwork. Okay, so if you put everything on your shoulder, if you happen to miss one day, it means that the company won't like commence business, because it is you who knows how they like operate certain machines, how they operate certain stuff. So what you would do is understand that a business is run on matrix, facts, okay, honesty, and a process of principles and rules. Okay, but besides that, before we go that side, I do not understand the customer's problems, because what you need to do as someone in the business, you need to understand the customer's problems, okay, understand the market before you join, okay, that certain business. Because if you like do not have any idea, when you happen to face maybe a certain challenge, okay, you'll happen to fall, okay, because you never manage to witness the people that are already in the field. How are they doing their stuff? Okay, So you have to keep that in mind, that you have to like collaborate with others. Yes, you may not have money to rent or to pay monthly for their skills, but you consider, okay, so you consider hiring. So you hire freelancers, they come and do or solve a specific part, you pay them and they go. You get that? So there are several reasons why businesses happen to fail out, and those are some of mine that I hope that these are things that are basically failing our what? Our music industry. Okay, and you should keep that in mind. Then the other one is value your employees. And okay, so what you should also look at as a business person, you should value your employees, and always, besides the end of the year maybe party or anything, at least organize something that you usually surprise your workers or employees with, than making sure that they pay for their mistakes, for their like projects that do not happen to turn out properly. You get that? So please and please endeavor to see that you subscribe, so that you do not miss out on any of the videos that I happen to put across. Okay, also remember this, I formed different platforms where we can upload our content and that is latestugmusic.com and latestugmusic.online. Okay, so you can upload your content, whether themes, whether songs, whether videos, but you have to make sure that as you import them, they are not in 4K. Sorry about that. Note that they are not in 4K. You know, talking to a camera alone is a little bit difficult. I'm a little bit dozy because it is already night, but bear with me. Let us complete this. So learn to invest in your what? In your your employees. So equip them with skills. Take them for conferences, seminars where they are skilled, okay, to see that you improve their well-being, their understanding, and they are looking at things. So because if you use people that best understand the purpose of forming your company, the purpose of maybe doing a certain thing that you skilled them in, I believe these are real workers. Okay, and they are, besides from being real workers, they will like get committed to their work. The work will advance. Why? Because you have equipped them with skills. They have another way of looking at things than they could look at them before. Okay, the other thing that is one of the things that are failing our businesses today is being overconfident. Okay, as a business owner, you are too confident of what you are doing, and you forget that technology does not stand at still. Okay, innovation does not stand at still. So for you, if you are lazy, some other people are not lazy. Some other people are not willing to sleep, but to just compete or out-compete you. That is what they are basically looking up to. So endeavor to see that you subscribe to this channel, and remember to click that like button and subscribe. Okay, leave a comment so that you do not miss out on any of the videos that we happen to put out. So please, as a business owner, learn to consult, research, and invest more in your business. Okay, because technology, as I said before, does not stand at still. Our lights do not stand at still. Anything that is to do with innovation and creativity does not stand at still. So take your step now. Do it now. Just shut up and do what? And shoot. Just shut up and do that business that you want to do. Okay. The other thing that we would look at is what you should look at is you shouldn't undermine any form of like marketing. So different people stream to different medias. So endeavor to see that you make sure that your videos are almost everywhere, because once you finish your copyright for maybe your music and a song, so what you should put in mind is the next step to see is how you get it to a number of people. Okay, please apply this in also in what? In business. So whenever you're like looking at marketing, utilize every media that is at your what? Fingertips, that you can reach out to. So endeavor to see that you subscribe. So those were some of the reasons why smaller businesses happen to fail out, or why 20% of the businesses started up, fail in the first year, and 5 of them fail after 5 years. So please subscribe and leave a comment. I love you, my people. Remember that a health mind, okay? So you keep yourself healthy. Don't drink and drive. Don't do any sort of things that may end up damaging your life. Keep humble, keep low. I know we are entering Christmas period, so but remember to keep humble, keep low, and you'll happen to go through the days. Okay, and the other thing is, remember to pray. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.